What's going on YouTube? Russo9, I'm back. It's been a few months, but this kind of is just a video about Green Bay, like Mr. 96 Champ saying that you're going to be Super Bowl champions. Figured everybody kind of learned not to say that kind of thing after the whole, you know, Vince Young thing, but whatever, it is what it is. A gutsy call, no doubt, but not necessarily you, Mr. 96 Champs, but a few Packer fans, and not anybody that's really a video maker. Just, I mean, it was on your video, Mr. 96 Champs, but just kind of saying that you guys are far superior than the Vikings. Well, you guys have been in the league since what, 1919? We've been in the league since 1961, and somehow we still have more divisional championships. Now, do you have a lot of, you got 4 Super Bowl wins. No doubt, congrats there. I mean, no doubt we're 0 for 4. You got us beat there, titles 13 to, you know, 1 or whatever it is, but you gotta take that in consideration. And honest to God, if you really look at the bigger picture here, you go back to 2008, we've had more playoff appearances than the Green Bay Packers. More playoff appearances, more division titles. Okay, now last year's what put you ahead when you went to the playoffs in 2011. That's what put you guys ahead. Was last year, because obviously they didn't make it. To say that you are far superior is completely and utterly wrong. Now, obviously, we're in a rebuild mode, so we're not going to do much this year. I would guess, I gotta say, we're going to go between 6-10 and 8-8, somewhere in that range. I understand it's Christian Ponder's sophomore year, and we all know how that goes for some quarterbacks. Rodgers kind of went through it, even though he still made the playoffs. But it's absolutely crazy to say that you guys are some fucking far superior team than the Vikings. You know, you can, I'll give you this, Mr. 96 Champions. You've definitely got some balls coming out and saying that you guys are going to be Super Bowl champions. But you don't take in consideration the fact of all the good teams out of the NFC that you got to go through to get there. You got the 49ers, and fucking hate to say this, but obviously the Saints. But I don't think they're going to do much this year, and that's a whole other story. But, and honestly, you know, a lot of people say, well, the Lions haven't made it back-to-back playoff appearances in years or whatever it is. But they're coming along. You can't deny that. They're coming along. Now, you swept this division last year. I know that. You lead the all-time series versus Vikings. You know, I understand that. But you've also been around a hell of a lot longer than we have. But anyway, like I said, you got the Bears, Detroit to worry about, and we might slip one from you. Who knows? It just depends on, you know, because we don't play you all till late in the year. I know week 13 you'll be playing Rodgers for sure, but week 17 I don't know. So maybe we can sneak out a win there. But it's just crazy to me that y'all think that you're superior to us, you know, and mostly to other teams. Like I said, you got the last year's defending Super Bowl champs, but I just don't see them making a whole hell of a lot of noise. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But you got to worry about the 49ers. Like I said, the Bears, Lions, freaking Saints. You got a lot of teams that have the capability to beat you. And you're not taking into consideration the teams that, you know, you're going to have close games with, that maybe, you know, you could possibly beat yourself in some of these games too. You don't understand that. Last year, that's what happened to the Vikings. We beat ourselves a lot. We could have at least been 8-8 last year if we didn't beat ourselves. But that's a whole nother story there. You're not taking into consideration, you know, the injuries that could happen. You know, Rodgers could go down at any time. You know, you got to realize is you're not taking into consideration the injury bug. It can happen. Okay. You know, granted, now that you lost Matt Flynn, I'm not sure who the hell your backup is over there now. But if you had Matt Flynn in your corner and Rodgers went down, then I'd see, you know, but I don't know who the hell your quarterback is right now if Rodgers were to go down. But, you know, it's just like here, we're already fucking plagued with injuries already. one of our brand new wide receivers that we just drafted. He's out for the season already. Both knees are fucked. But you know, you got to take in consideration too. Adrian was hurt. We got to see how he's going to do. I think he's going to come back 110%. Brand new offensive line. Well, not brand new, but Matt Khalil. And if you were at training camp and watched Matt Khalil and Jared Allen go at it, you would see that this kid has already done fucking wonders for this team on the offensive line already. Jared Allen was getting pissed off, you know, just kind of yelling at him. You could hear him, and it was awesome. But obviously, this kid's doing his job, you know, and you can't really hold back Jared Allen. As you know, everybody knows, you know, Jared Allen's the best defensive end in the league, no doubt about it. Plus, we got the best running back in the league, but again, injury last year. You just got to wait and see what happens with him. But I'm not here to hate, you know, on Mr. 96 Champs, but I'm just saying for you to say that the Green Bay Packers are going to win the Super Bowl, it takes balls, and I'll give you that. It takes a lot of balls to say that. And I don't see where you get that, because you went 15-1. The last team to go 15-1 was the '98 Minnesota Vikings. Yes, they choked away the fucking NFC Championship game. Actually, you know, Gary did that one himself, but anyway, that's besides the point too. But you know, that's crazy to think that you're going to win the Super Bowl just because you went 15-1 last year. We went 10-6 the next year, and how'd that go? Not too good. Just because you went 15-1 one year doesn't mean you're going to do some far superior, better than what you did last year. Now, I will give you this. More than likely, it's going to be you or the Bears taking the division. Don't get me wrong there. That's no doubt there. One of you two are going to be taking the division. But you're not taking into consideration they got Brandon Marshall there. Forte's back. You know, and depending on what Jay Cutler shows up Chicago, you know, so in my opinion, with Brandon Marshall in Chicago, it makes them a one hell of a threat. Plus, you got Devin Hester. I mean, who in the fuck can stop that man? Nobody. It's crazy watching him. I don't like Chicago, but I think he's going to be definitely in the Hall of Fame for something one of these days, or when he retires, which is hopefully going to be years, because honestly, I like to see the guy play. I do. But anyway, that's pretty much all I got, other than, you know, preseason against San Fran this week, Friday. I don't know what to expect, really. I mean, I'm not too hopeful on the season. Like I said, 6-10, 8-8, somewhere in that range. Because it is Christian Ponder's, you know, sophomore year, rebuild mode, and I don't know. We're just gonna have to wait and see if the sophomore slump, which I don't know if he can get worse from what he did last year, but actually there is one good thing that he did do. He had 8 touchdowns to 1 interception in the red zone, finished first in the league, played 10 games, was injured a few, and obviously Donovan played, what, up to week 7, somewhere in there when he played Green Bay, and that was a hell of a game for him. Again, you know, people say that Ponder sucks, whatever, say what you want. You know, to be in a game and to actually lead that game versus the 15-1 Packers was awesome for Christian Ponder, you know. I mean, and obviously you can't, Christian's just got to learn that you can't make certain throws to Charles Woodson. You just can't, because Woodson is, in my opinion, top three, you know, corners in the league, and that's my opinion. I really do think he's at least a top 3 guy. So he's just gotta, you know, he's gotta get everything worked out with himself. You know, he's gotta have the confidence in himself. Like, you know, last year when we played Green Bay, when we were here in Minnesota, I saw something that I've never seen a quarterback do, you know, in Minnesota Vikings history. He stood in the pocket, waited for someone to get open while Clay Matthews was hitting him, and he just waited and just took it. Like, I mean, Matthews fucking drilled his ass, and that was just awesome to see. And it was completion to Greg Camarillo, I do believe. But Anyway, that's pretty much all I got. Not a lot to be excited about here, but other than we got some good receivers. Again, Greg Child's hurt, but what do you do? Jerome Simpson out for 4 games, which fucking sucks because now you got Jenkins, Aroma-Shadoux, which I think, in my opinion, Aroma-Shadoux is a little bit underrated. I really do. The catches that were made from from Donovan McNabb to Devin were freaking amazing because you know how Donovan threw, fucking just wild as could be. What the fuck? Just wild as could be and fucking crazy. So, and the other person I look forward to watching this year and who I think is going to be an outstanding fucking tight end, and that is Kyle fucking Rudolph. He's amazing, he's just amazing all the way around. You know, last year if you watched him, he caught things that shouldn't be caught, but did his job as a tight end too. He's a pretty good blocker. He's got to work on that a little bit, but like I said, I think the offensive line has improved about 50% or so. So, you know, from where they were at last year. So, I don't know. I give them maybe 75% right now. I don't know, 80, somewhere in that range. Just have to wait and see. So, but anyway, that's all I got. Like I said, no hate towards them. Just saying it's just not going to happen. You can't do it. So, that's all I got. See you guys Friday.